homologous series. So what is a homologous series? It's a family of organic compounds. Family of organic compounds. Characteristics of a homologous series. Number 1. All the members of the homologous series are represented by a general formula. Two
Sir, ethane should be 30.
So identical chemical properties মানে হলো যে alkanes, all alkanes will have the same chemical reactions. All alkanes will have similar chemical reaction. All alkenes will have similar chemical reaction. But alkanes and alkenes will not have similar chemical properties. So only the members of the same homologous series will have the same chemical property, identical. It's going to be exactly the same. Our physical property, it's going to be similar, but it's going to change. For example, melting and boiling point. As the number of carbon atoms increases, your melting and boiling point will also increase. Density. As the number of carbon atoms increases, the density also increases. And number 4 holo ethene, propene. Both are made by cracking of long chain alkenes. Nomenclature. It is the method of naming an organic compound. So IUPAC is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Trivial system. So IUPAC was first introduced in 1892. Then it was again modified in 1947, revised in 1979, and finally 1993 te they came to a final conclusion, but it's always being modified. A trivial system is named according to source, urea, because it's found from the urine of mammals. Wood spirit. So wood spirit is methyl alcohol. So which is basically methanol. But why is it called wood spirit? Because it was used by, it was extracted from wood. The formic acid. Formic acid is actually methanoic acid. But why was it formic acid? Because it was sourced from red ant. And in Greek, red ant is known as formicus. Formicus. So initially they used the trivial system, but they had to shift to the IUPAC naming because not all the compounds can be identified from the source. সবকিছুর source থেকে বের করা যায় না, so এর জন্য we had to shift to the IUPAC naming. So whatever we'll learn from now on will be based on IUPAC naming. Okay, whatever we'll learn from now on will be based on IUPAC naming.
Okay.
Okay, every line from now on will be very important. So IUPAC system. So IUPAC system, you have three parts. Actual prefix, active word root, suffix. Word root is the most important. This indicates the number of carbon atoms in a compound. Meth, eth, prop, but, pent. Suffix has two parts. Primary suffix, secondary suffix. So primary suffix represents the nature and type of linkage between carbon atoms. যদি এটা এইন হয় তার মানে it's alkane. যদি এটা ইন হয় তাহলে alkene. আর secondary suffix হলো type of functional group present in the compound. Our prefix holo type of side chain. Type of side chain. present in a compound.
তো স্যার ওয়ার্ড রুটের এক্সাম্পলগুলো আবার একটু বলবেন?
Carbon, number of carbons, 1 হলে meth, 2 হলে eth, 3 হলে prop, 4 হলে bute. So word root is usually the parent chain. The parent chain. Is the parent chain. Can we proceed?
Sir,
Yeah.
Just a bit.
sir, a prefix is only like necessary when there is a
Multiple functional groups.
branch.
Multiple functional groups, but if you have a side chain, তখন.
Okay, sir.
What is the name of this? Ethane. What is the name of
স্যার
this?
এটা কিসের আন্ডারে?
Example.
Butane.
So why is it butane? আচ্ছা এটা আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ. So bute is the word root. Word root. Ane is the primary suffix. If you have a CH3 here, what is the name? What is the name?
2-methyl
Ethyl butane.
butane.
2-methyl butane.
আচ্ছা 2 মু যা বাদ দাও এখন আমরা অনেকেই এখানে ও লেভেলস আমার সাথে করে নাই so they will certainly have problems with organic so আমি will just go with methyl butane. So this is prefix, this is word root, this is primary suffix. Achha. What is the name of this?
Methyl butanol.
Methyl butanol. Very good. Methyl butanol. So methyl is prefix, bute is word root, ane is primary suffix, all is secondary suffix. So why did we omit the E? Why did we omit the E? We will learn. Okay, we'll learn it.
Sir?
Hmm.
Sir, so we are not going to number it like we used to do it before, like 2-methyl butanol.
No. We will certainly number it like that. কিন্তু অনেকে ও লেভেলস আমার সাথে এখানে করে নাই, সো ওদের অর্গানিকের নলেজ ইজ নট সো ইন ডেপথ, সো আমি আইল গো ভেরি স্লোলি, বুঝছো?
Oh,
আসলে নাম হলো কিন্তু এটা 2 মিথাইল বিউটানল।
butanol, yeah.
সো ইউ পিপল আর রাইট,
Butan 1 ol.
butan 1ol, exactly, 2
1ol.
methyl butan 1ol, but অনেকেই I don't think they have learned this in O levels, so এর জন্য আমি I'll go slowly. Exactly, এটার নাম হলো 2 methyl butan 1ol. Okay, next I'm moving to the next part. I'm moving to the next part.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now what is the parent chain? What is the parent chain? The longest continuous carbon chain in an organic compound. So let's take an example. So rule number one. Rule number one. Always look for the parent chain or the longest carbon chain. CH3, CH3, H, CH2, 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 CH, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. So আমাদের longest chain কি হতে পারে? If we go from here to here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, তাহলে this chain has 9 carbons. So আর এটা হতে পারে 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So which one do you think is the longest chain? Easy guess.
9.
Yes, sir.
The middle one.
9.
The green line, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
green. আচ্ছা, so এটার নাম কি হবে?
Something.
Non, right?
So
it's how
Niner
non.
prefix.
Hep.
Niner prefix non, so it's non-in, right?
No, yeah, non.
হ্যাঁ, very good. This is nonane. Nonane. আর এটার সাইড চেইন কয়টা আছে? So if you take the green line as your primary carbon chain, if you think your green line is the primary carbon chain or the parent chain, তাহলে তোমার কি side chain আছে? You have this and you have this. So you have a ethyl and you have a methyl. So এটা হলো suspense till we learn the third rule. So এটার এখন will this be 2 methyl 1 2 3 4 5 6 ethyl nonane, or if we start numbering from here, তাহলে 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 Naki, whether this is gonna be 4 ethyl 8 methyl nonane কোনটা
Sir,
হবে?
both.
এটা তোমরা একটা বড় কোয়েশ্চেন মার্ক দিয়ে রাখো। We'll come back to this, but before we have to learn a few rules. Okay, so this I'm gonna teach this again for A2 কারণ আবার কিন্তু A2 তে একই জিনিসই পড়তে হবে। So ASA ভালোভাবে পড়ে নাও। So দেখো O levels এ you people learn এর জন্য ASA it's helping you out. ASA ভালোভাবে পড়লে A2 তে ভালো অনেক easier হয়ে যাবে। So rule number 2,
Wait, what was rule number 1?
if two compounds have the same number of carbon atoms in the longest chain, it is to be taken into consideration so আমরা যদি if we
স্যার
yeah
স্যার এক্সাম্পল 1 এ কয়েকটা কার্বন বন্ড মনে হয় মিসিং।
কেন?
স্যার লাস্টের দিকে
ও আচ্ছা ওকে
লাস্টের
ওকে
দিকে
ওকে এই দুইটা মিসিং। So in the first example, how many carbon atoms are there? Longest chain. It could be 1, 2,
Yes, sir.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So either way, to light color. So either it could be like this, or it could be like this, or it could be like this. So whatever the way is, longest parent chain, how many carbon atoms are there?
7.
7. Achha. So if we take 7 as the longest chain, then how many side chains do they have here? 1, 2, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
let's see this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. হবে না 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7. 1, 2, 3 হবে না 1, 2, 3, 4 হবে না 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So whatever direction or whatever way we take, the longest number of carbon atoms is parent chain. There's 7 carbon atoms. So what should be the name for this?
hep.
Hept. Okay. Hex, hept, oct. Yes, it's hept. Achha. So in example 2, how many side chains do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a sip. We have 4. So which should be the current way So which is a correct compound? Example 2. So this has 2 branches. This has 4 branches. So if 2 compounds have the same number of carbon atoms in the longest chain, it is to be taken into consideration which parent chain has more number of branching. So which parent chain has more number of branching? Example 1 or example 2?
2.
Example 2. Example 2 has more number of branches. So your correct compound is example 2. Your correct compound is example 2 and not example 1.
So, আমি বুঝি নাই, মানে correct মানে
Sir, বুঝলাম না. Is it like they're both the same compounds, but
They're
which
both
one is
like
the
মানে
correct?
there is no compound like example 1. এরকম একটা কিছু।
Sir,
হ্যাঁ
what do you mean by correct?
Yes, sir.
আচ্ছা, so I'll just add more to this. So when there are equal number of carbon atoms in the longest chain, always take the carbon chain with more number of branches. So ekhane they have given you 2 compounds. This is 1 and this is example number 2. So which one is the correct way of representation?
2.
Example 2. So that's basically what rule 2 is. I'll give you another example.
Sir, but like if there's like more branching in the other compound, like if the 2 compounds have 2 different numbers of branches, doesn't it mean that the other compound is different from the first one?
বুঝি নাই।
মানে like a compound
না, if they যদিও they'll not ask you, but if they ask you if you need to select between these 2, which is the proper way of finding the parent chain? Is it this one or is it example 2? They have given you two examples of the same compound. Okay, they have given you 2 examples of the same compound. They have the same number of carbon atoms. They have asked you to find out the parent chain. Which diagram is properly drawn? Is it example 1 or example 2? So what would you do? You'll find out that which parent chain has more number of branches. Whichever parent chain has more number of branches, that is the proper orientation or correct way of representation of that compound. Okay. Next. Find out the longest chain, everyone. Find out the longest chain.
Sir,
What was it?
7.
7.
Sir, 7.
দেখি 1 2 3 হবে না 1 2 3 4 5 okay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Acha, longest chain is 7. Longest chain is 7. So if longest chain is 7, how many branches does it have?
3.
3.
In
branches.
It has 3 branches. Okay. It has 3 branches. Branch number 1, branch number 2, and branch number 3. For the second example, find it out. যদি এটা হয় তাহলে if so একটা one way is there 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 আরেকটা way is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 right so এখন তাহলে ওদের ব্রাঞ্চ কয়টা একটা দুইটা তিনটা চারটা so which parent chain will you take example 1
2.
or example 2
2.
2.
very good example 2 because it has more number of branches
স্যার তার মানে যে স্যার যদি আমাদের কি এই মলিকিউলটা দেয় এক্সামে আর বলে নেম করতে তাহলে আমরা एग्जांपल 2 টা নেম করব
exactly you'll name example 2 okay next is rule number 3 rule number 3 the numbering of the carbon atoms of the carbon chain will start from the side whichever will give the branch the lowest number when there is a substituent number designating substituent তারপর হলো substituent আর তারপর হলো parent chain name so এখন example CH3 CH2 CH2 CH X CH3 example number 2 number 1 CH3 CH2 CH2 CH X CH3 so if I start numbering from here it's 1 2 3 4 5 if I start numbering from here from the right hand side it's 1 2 3 4 5 so according to the rule the numbering of the carbon chain will start from the side whichever will give the branch the lowest number so কি হবে এখানে এটা নাম কি হবে which first of all which example is correct example 1 or example 2
Example 2.
example 2 is correct why because when you start from here the number, your side chain is linked to the fourth carbon. And in example 2, your side chain is linked to the second carbon. And according to the rule, the numbering of the carbon chain will start from the side, whichever will give the branch the lowest number. So example 1 or example 2 is correct.
Example 2.
Example 2 is correct. এখন এটার নাম কি হবে? If it's example 2 is correct, তাহলে এটার নাম কি হবে? What is the parent chain?
Propane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Pentane.
Pentane.
Pen.
Sorry.
Pentane.
Chain. তারপর substituent. What is the substituent here?
X.
X. তাহলে এটা X কে আমরা একটা মিথাইল ধরে নিই, CH3 CH3, তাহলে এটার নাম কি হবে? মিথাইল। আর নাম্বার ডেজিগনেটিং সাবস্টিটিউয়েন্ট, কোন কার্বনে এটা সাবস্টিটিউশন হয়েছে?
Carbon 2.
তাহলে এটার নাম হবে কি? 2 মিথাইল পেন্টেন। নেক্সট, রুল নাম্বার 4। Lowest locant rule. Locant means branch. So আমরা এখন একটা এক্সাম্পল দেখব। CH3 CH CH3 CH3 CH2, sorry, CH CH3 CH CH3 CH3.
Sir, you just wrote lowest branch.
Lowest locant, LOCANT, locant or rule or the lowest branch rule. So আমরা যদি বাম সাইড থেকে নাম্বারিং করি, if we start numbering from the left hand side, তাহলে কি হবে? 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if we start numbering from the right hand side, 1 2 3 4 5 6. তাহলে এটা হলো আবার এক্সাম্পল নাম্বার 1, এক্সাম্পল নাম্বার 2। তাহলে এখানে তোমার ব্রাঞ্চ কোথায় কোথায় আছে? 2 তে আছে, 4 এ আছে, আর 5 এ আছে। এক্সাম্পল নাম্বার 1। আর এক্সাম্পল নাম্বার 2 তে you have a branch on 2, 3 and 5. তাহলে 2 4 5 2 3 5। তোমার লোয়েস্ট পসিবল লোকেন্ট কম্বিনেশন কোনটা? এক্সাম্পল 1 নাকি এক্সাম্পল 2?
2.
Both of them
Example
has a
2.
branch at 2. The next, example 2, example 1, example 2. Example 1 has a locant has a branch at 3. Example 1 has a branch at 4. The lowest locant rule or lowest branch combination car, example 1 naki example 2?
2.
2.
example 2 তার মানে this is your proper way of numbering, so you'll start numbering from the right hand side. তাহলে এখানে তোমরা কি কি শিখলা? রুল 3 তে you have learned that you'll start numbering from the side which will give you the lowest possible number for your branch. এটা যদি একটা ব্রাঞ্চ থাকে, আর তোমার যদি মাল্টিপল ব্রাঞ্চ থাকে, এটা হলো ফর মাল্টিপল ব্রাঞ্চেস, লিখে রাখো, ফর মাল্টিপল ব্রাঞ্চ or side chain. তাহলে এখানে লিখে রাখো যে first point of difference in the locant is the organic compound. Is the correct organic compound. Is the correct organic compound. So আমরা going back to our previous example, যেটা তোমরা question mark দিয়ে রাখছিল। আচ্ছা, rule number 5. So এখানে হলো যে if you have multiple substituents, multiple branches, if you have the same type of branch, for example তোমার যদি শুধু মিথাইলই থাকে, তাহলে if you have the number of same substituent is 2, notation is di, 3 tri, 4 tetra. So example 1 2 3 4 5. So ekhane which side do you start numbering from, your right hand side or your left hand side?
Right.
Sir, it should be the same.
দুইটা থেকে করা যায়।
It's the same
Left
thing.
side.
It's the same thing. So usually if you start numbering from the left hand side, then it's 1 2 3 4 5. So your locant combination is 2 and 4. Acha. Or usually if you start numbering from the right hand side, 1 2 3 4 5. It's again 2 and 4. So it's the same thing. Tale etar naam ki hobe? Etar naam hobe, you have this. You have methyl group and methyl group. Both your branches are the same thing. So etar naam hobe 2 4 dimethyl. What is your word root?
Pentane.
1 2 3 4 5. Pentane. So এখানে তোমাদের যেটা লিখতে হবে, number 1, numbers are separated by comma. দেখো I separated the numbers with comma. Number 2, number and alphabet is separated by hyphen. Is separated by comma. Number and alphabet is separated by hyphen. Alphabet no separation. first alphabet has to be a capital letter. So তোমরা আমাকে বলো যে আমি কি এটা ঠিক লিখছি?
No, sir.
No. It will be a capital D.
No.
It will be a capital D. এখন if it is about different types of branches, তাহলে তখন কি হবে?
স্যার তাহলে কি 2 মিথাইল 4 ইথাইল প্রোপেন এরকম কিছু?
Exactly. So next is we take another example. তাহলে এখানে আমরা নাম্বারিংটা কিভাবে থেকে কোথা থেকে স্টার্ট করব আমরা একটু দেখে নিই। So if we start numbering from here, it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Acha. If we start numbering from the right hand side, it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. কি হবে? So what is the longest chain here? How many carbons do you have in the longest chain?
7.
7.
তাহলে এটা হতে পারে 3, এটা হতে পারে 3 methyl, তাহলে নাম্বার আর ওয়ার্ডের ভিতরে হাইফেন, 3 methyl 5 ethyl heptane. আর আমি যদি এখান থেকে স্টার্ট করি 3 ethyl 5 methyl heptane. So point number 5. Point number 5. The side chains has to be arranged in alphabetical order. তাহলে এটা কি 3 methyl 5 ethyl হবে নাকি 3 ethyl 5 methyl heptane হবে?
3
নিচেরটা।
first
3
methyl 5 ethyl heptane.
নিচেরটা
3 ethyl 5 methyl heptane. So তার মানে কি আমাদের অর্ডার কি? ফার্স্টে তোমার লোকেন রুলটা is more important. ফার্স্টে লোকেন রুল, তোমার কম্বিনেশন কি? একটা হলো 3 5 3 5, দুইটারই কম্বিনেশন 3 5, তার মানে লোকেন রুল ফেল করলো, তোমার লোকেন রুল ফেল করলো। তারপর তুমি কি দেখবা? তারপর তুমি দেখবা যে alphabetical order 3 methyl 5 ethyl 3 ethyl 5 methyl. Since E is before M, ethyl is before methyl, therefore your answer is option number 2. This is option 2. This is option 1. Therefore option 2 is the correct answer.